Gentlemen, we're going to move on to transportation and a series of questions on this important topic here. Mr. Gannon, coming to you first here. Is spending billions to widen the New Jersey Turnpike a good use of taxpayer dollars? Why or why not? 60 seconds here.
Well, I don't know exactly, but I know that transportation is a problem, right? I know that. And Jack Ciattarelli has spoken about starting a Garden State group with all the disciplines, transit, the Parkway, the Turnpike, the Atlantic City Expressway, and getting together and getting their heads wrapped around that. We have a lot of people, 400,000 people go into New York City from Jersey every day, about 10,000 go into Philly. We have a lot of people traveling, millions on the roadways, day in and day out. It's a real problem. Now we have FIFA coming in. Right? We have FIFA come in 2026. That's going to overload the system, too. That has to be one of the top priorities when we get into the office to try to get that moving in the right direction. So you have to look at those things. Hey, if it's expanding the roadway and it's good for the commuter, we have to do that. But on these committees that we have with all these various disciplines, okay, these Atlantic City Expressway and the transit and everything like that, I think you have to have commuters on that, too.
Okay, Mr. Gannon, thank you. Mr. Caldwell, same question to you. Is spending billions to widen the Turnpike a good use of taxpayer dollars? Why or why not? 60 seconds here.
Well, first I have to talk about what Jack promised at the last debate. All of the promises that he gave add up to $5 billion on top of the $6 billion on top of the $5 billion that the Trump administration has put here. So when we're talking about transit, when we're talking about affordability, all of that is impacted by the promises of Jack Ciattarelli. And so as we look at expanding that, we need to really make sure that we look at transit, that we're looking at the Garden State Parkway, we're looking at that. Consolidating them isn't going to save any money. That's his plan. But we're really looking at doing a whole bunch of other things going forward. But we have to look at transportation really as a unit in the state of New Jersey.
So let's stay on the topic of transportation right now. Mr. Caldwell, New Jersey Transit intends to have an annual 3% fare increase for the foreseeable future. So would you step in to stop this if you are elected? 30 seconds.
Well, one of the things we're going to look at is some new revenue sources. We're looking at creating transit-oriented villages that can increase ratables, which is revenue for them. We're looking at advertising. You go to New York City on the subway, you see advertising everywhere. There are millions of dollars, literally hundreds of millions of dollars there. But it also owns a lot of property around that. So we're looking to really make full use of that property that can generate hundreds of millions of dollars as well. We're really bringing a business approach to looking at and running the government of New Jersey. So saying all sorts of fake promises is not realistic.
It's not a yes or no on if you'd step in to stop those increases.
We have to look at them.
Okay,
see where the money's coming from.
Understood.
With the assault from the Trump administration.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gannon, same question to you. If elected, would you step in to stop New Jersey Transit from annually hiking fares 3%? 30
yes,
seconds.
We'd stop it. We have to stop it. The people can't do it anymore. The people can't do it anymore. We have to look at the money we have allocated right now, and we have to audit that and audit the process. We have to look at innovation. Einstein once said, right, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We have to change what we're doing. We have to look at the money allocated, but you can't just put it on the back of the taxpayer every day. The people coming to and from work.
Mr. Gannon, thank you. And in a similar vein, we're talking about transit here, but let's talk about tolls. They've also been increasing by 3% each year since 2020. So, Mr. Gannon, would those increases continue if you are elected? 30 seconds.
I'd like to see them stop. We can't do it anymore. People can't do it anymore. They're trying to work. They can't get to work. They're trying to get home, and they miss story time with their daughter, or they miss a Little League game. They can't get home. It's a broken system that really needs a total review by people that do that type of work. We could learn from some other countries. We could learn from some other states, right, of how to do it better. And we have to throw innovation in there. What does the future look like of transportation? That's what we have to look at.
Mr. Gannon, thank you. Mr. Caldwell, same question to you. Would you allow the annual 3% increase on tolls to continue? 30 seconds.
Our focus, obviously, is to keep tolls flat, but to look at innovative ways to do that, but also to really look at the interaction and the connection between transit, between the Parkway, and it's not consolidating. It's really looking operationally at those things. As I said, I have a background in doing that. I know people that have a background to really look at revenue opportunities going forward. You look at places like Connecticut. Connecticut, where they eliminated the tolls. That were there for a long time. So there are opportunities on the table. They're making promises that they can't pay for. And that's one of the things that you don't need to be a CPA or an MBA to understand, that it's great to promise everything, but if you can't pay for it, on top of the Trump administration $5 billion addition to all that we're doing, there's not enough waste in the system to cover the billions of dollars that they're promising.
Mr. Caldwell, thank you. We've heard a lot about congestion pricing and in recent weeks, reverse congestion pricing. And for those who don't know, that would be charging people a toll to enter the Garden State as long as New York keeps its congestion pricing program. So, Mr. Caldwell, coming to you first, would you want to do a reverse congestion pricing? 30 seconds.
Obviously, the congestion pricing system that they put in place is something that we in New Jersey hate and abhor. What we need to do is really understand, again, the revenue opportunities that are there. One of the things we need to look at, sometimes increasing the tolls not only reduces the revenue. And so fewer people go there, but there's less revenue because of that. There's less business for small businesses. So one of the things we have to do is, as I said, small business is 49% of the workforce. We have to do things that will help people go to small businesses and help them generate revenue.
So not interested in a reverse congestion pricing?
We're not thinking about that.
Mr. Caldwell, thank you. Mr. Gannon, should New Jersey implement reverse congestion pricing? 30 seconds to you.
I tell you something, that everything has to be looked at, but that congestion pricing, we have a lot of people in Jersey that are commuting in. As I said, 400,000 are commuting in, and most of them are probably going from 57th Street downtown. That's the reality. My family's from the neighborhood there. So I think it's ludicrous what they're doing on that side, but we have to look at how best do it for our people. I get concerned, though. I get concerned where people can't afford it anymore. They can't afford to go into the city and pay for a trip every day. It's expensive, very expensive.
Mr. Gannon, thank you. So just to be clear, would you want a reverse congestion pricing program?
I think we'll look at it. I think it has to be looked at. But without having all the facts, I wouldn't make decisions without all the facts.
We're going to leave it there, Mr. Gannon. Thank you. And Henry has the next topic.
As we approach the end here, let's talk about current Governor Phil Murphy. Mr. Caldwell, first to you, sir. What is one part of the Murphy legacy that you would change? 30 seconds.
Well, obviously, energy pricing would be something. We've put a plan that's very different than what Governor Murphy put together.
You thought he could have done more there?
We could have absolutely done more there to keep prices flat. And so that certainly is one of the programs. And so, as I said, people talk about, Governor Murphy. He's not going to be in office. Mikey and I are going to be there looking at all the programs that he has with new eyes and new experience.
Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. Mr. Gannon, what is one part of the Murphy legacy that you would build upon? You have 30 seconds.
I like the concept of no cell phones in the classroom. Let's let those kids learn. Okay, education is extremely important, and that's one dynamic that I think we can control over there. As long as we have security in those buildings and things like that, that kids can concentrate on their studies, reading, writing, arithmetic. We went from 2nd to 12th on the National Report Card. We have to do better than that in Jersey.
Thank you very much. On to Dan.
Gentlemen, we covered a lot of ground and a lot of topics. Appreciate you being here on this stage tonight. It's time for closing statements. 60 seconds each to you. And Mr. Gannon, your time starts right now.
Thank you very much. I want to thank WPIX 11. Been great. Your people in the back office have been great, and everybody's been great. So I'm very appreciative. Dr. Caldwell, thank you for the opportunity to get together and discuss these issues that are so important. Here I am, a kid from Boonton, and I've been very fortunate in my life. And I'm here on the stage here for Lieutenant Governor, and I'm very honored to be in this position. My father, 40 years ago, took me to work a few times, and he told me how to be a cop. And he says, be good to people, be a public servant. And I've tried to do that for 40 plus years. And I know I could continue to do that as your Lieutenant Governor. You can rely on me. I will always do the right thing, and I'll always do what's in the best interest of the people of New Jersey. And that's a tall task, but I'm ready for it. And I can't say enough about Jack Ciattarelli. He's a man who has great integrity, and he's ready to lead the Garden State. So thank you very much for your time.
Mr. Gannon, thank you. Mr. Caldwell, time for your closing statement. 60 seconds starts right now.
I'd like to thank WPIX and 1015 and all the other sponsors, and thank our audience and here and in the studio. I began talking about experience. I began talking about empathy, and I began talking about ethics. Mikey and I clearly have the experience. We have the empathy. There's a Bible passage. It's my mission statement, Proverbs 31:8-9, to be a voice for the voiceless and speak up for the destitute. And we're so concerned about all people of New Jersey. And so the empathy. So we have the empathy for those programs. But it's ethics as well. And so I listen to 101.5, and I disagree with Bill Spady on most things, but I love his focus on small business. And he's one who says you can't believe what Jack Ciattarelli says. And so Jack has promised a lot of things. The sheriff is a true gentleman, and I don't include him in this, but he's promised a lot of things you can't pay for. The Trump administration is putting $5 billion here. Jack has promised more. We've got to do better. We've got to move forward.
Okay.
Honestly.
Mr. Caldwell, thank you. And that concludes our debate. We're out of time, so I can't ask my signature question if it's Taylor ham or pork roll. Thank you so much for you both being here on the stage. And a big thank you to Kean University for hosting this event.